which are what American politics are supposed to be about. You know, a constitutional republic, freedom for all, First, Second, Third, Fourth, Fifth Amendments, all intact. That's all we're asking for. But in this, they're like, the Virginia Fusion Center has received several reports of interest concerning the Federal Reserve Building. An individual was observed taking pictures of the Federal Reserve Building and then parking near the deck of the Federal Reserve Building. Oh my God, a man took pictures. Get him, he must be a terrorist. So, you know, I think it's just about time to call these people and let them know that this is unacceptable, that folks, this is in every state. Jones ain't lying to you. This is a federal program. I promise you, this is brand new. And we need more good police officers out there to send us this stuff. We need more good intelligence officers to send us this stuff. We need more people in the Department of Defense and Homeland Security that are waking up to realize that these bureaucracies are inherently evil. I'm sorry they are. I'm sorry. They're there to restrict our freedoms, to put us in the command and control center, to build the cashless society control grid where we all pay a carbon tax while they spray us with poison and joke about it. So let's just give out that number. The number to contact the Virginia Fusion Center and ask them why this didn't go out to the media. It's on page 2, guys. To ask them right there, why isn't this going out to the media? Why is this only for law enforcement agencies? Why are we talking about people who are anti-abortionists as terrorists? What? Listen, even the most vile of people in this, like the white supremacists, which I can't stand, the racists out there, they're not terrorists. All right? I promise you that. If they've committed a crime, they need to be arrested. If they haven't committed a crime, let them alone, because we have to protect the most disgusting of free speech so that true free speech, real issues can get out there. Because again, if they're not free, if the Nazis aren't free in this country, then I'm not going to be free. And I don't like the Nazis. I hate the Nazis. The Nazis suck. All right. So without further ado, folks, the phone number to call to contact the Virginia Fusion Center is 804-674-2196. That's 804-674-2196. One more time for the kids. 804-674-2196. And ask them, why isn't this going out to the media? Why is everybody a terrorist? Why, if you go to certain colleges like James Madison University, might I be considered a terrorist who would radicalize other students? You can't even go to college without being a total radical, apparently. Folks, it's beyond gross. Beyond gross. I just can't even articulate going through this thing. I mean, I have so many things highlighted. Terrorism is generally directed against civilian targets and intended to produce effects beyond immediate physical damage, to produce long-term psychological repercussions, especially fear, on a particular target audience. You mean like on 9/11? When, the continuity government program along with the international intelligence ops they used, and then the media to just Bin Laden, 9/11, Bin Laden, fear, Bin Laden, war on terror, Afghanistan, Iraq, Bin Laden. Folks, we're going to take your calls on the other side. It's 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. Give me a call. Tell me what you think about the Virginia Fusion Center document. All right, let's go to Stephen in Texas. Stephen, you're on the line.
Yeah, hey, good evening, Jason.
Good evening.
Couple things. First of all, I mentioned last night that I got a neighbor, his name's Jermel, and I loaned him the Obama deception yesterday, and when I went back to see if he was done, he said, man, I got to watch this again. And he's got his mom and his mother-in-law are, wholehearted Obama supporters. Well, he told me tonight he let his mother watch the Obama deception. Now she's rethinking her position. And she told the mother-in-law about this, and she's like, man, this is the Republicans, They came out with this years ago, and they're just trying to bring him down. But, this guy Jermel I was talking to, he's trying to talk to her and say, look, when the facts are right out there in the open and they're showing what's going on, and you're seeing stuff that's already being said in the news, how can you deny it? So, my point is that exponentially, think about this. If each one of us that knows about this, you talk to one person a day about this situation, in a year you've reached 365 or 66 people. Let's say out of that whole 365 or 66, 10% catches on. That's 35 people. And if each one of them has the same thing happen in a year, and I haven't figured this out, but I think in a year we could reach the whole country with this message about what's going on.
Well, the bottom line is we have to be viral amongst ourselves. In other words, we do have to talk to those people and say, hey, approach somebody else with this information as well. And, that's why, again, going down to this Tea Party on the 15th, bringing a bunch of loose change Final Cut, bringing the civilian inmate labor program, bringing the pictures of the plastic coffins, bringing the documents about the mass graves that, according to Glenn Beck, he's also going to debunk. Give me a break.
Right.
Listen, when they're asking the cemetery people if they can fit 950 bodies per acre, that's a mass grave.
Really?
I mean, it's scary. Anybody who has a yard should understand. An acre isn't that big. Think about 950 dead bodies there. I mean, I want to throw up in my mouth, Stephen. And with this Fusion Center document, it is very apparent they are going after everybody.
Right, and the thing is, I was watching Prison Planet TV when Alex had you come on today. I couldn't get over the size of that thing. It's, 200 and something pages long?
215.
As compared to the 12 pages for the MIAC document. And so I had heard you last night. I'm going to take you up on this. You mentioned about, because I am, as you know, very proactive. I tried getting a hold of Lou Dobbs. I actually got through, but they ran out of time before they could get to me. I'm going to call back tomorrow. And I'm going to mention to him, I'm going to ask him, did you know that you are on the Southern Poverty Law Center's list as a terrorist?
Yeah,
just like Alex has been talking about, and mentioned this Virginia Fusion Center, and go into some detail. But I want to get a copy, like you mentioned last night, of American Drug War to him. I got to get his mailing address, but because today on his show again, he said that one of the main reasons there is this problem with the Mexican drug cartels, it's because of the corruption in the American government. So he's really starting to catch on. And I think once he sees American Drug War, he's just going to be floored with that. And then I think he'll go viral with that.
I agree with you, Stephen, and I know that you are one of the most proactive and best callers out there. Please reach this guy. We need Dobbs to do more and more because he's the last bastion in the media that actually tells the truth. I got to give Olbermann props. We're going to be playing an Olbermann clip probably in the last hour since we're running out of time in this hour. Stephen, I thank you for the call. Let's go to Tony in Texas. Tony, you're on the line.
Hi, Jason.
How?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
You got it.
About this MIAC and this Virginia Fusion Center type reports, I think the one reason why the policemen sent it out is because they've been so successful at dividing and conquering for so long, dividing this group from that group, racism, class warfare, liberal, blah, blah, etc. The policemen finally say, hey, this is me. They finally saw, the police finally saw that it wasn't about this group or that group.
Well, the majority of cops, the majority of cops are good people. I don't hate law enforcement. I understand we need to have police officers. I understand we need to have a national security apparatus. I understand that we need a military. That's a reality. But at the same time, when they're putting out 215-page documents demonizing everybody as an extremist/terrorist, blurring the lines even further, we need to step up to the plate and say no. And they got to understand that even though this is supposed to be law enforcement sensitive, any law enforcement officer with half a brain who sees this is going to need to get this out to the media. I promise you there are at least another dozen reports like this out there right now. If you're listening and you're in law enforcement, please send us the documents. We need to see this stuff. We need to put it out into the public so that we can get rid of it, so we can make people aware they don't like you. They want to put you in a camp. They want to put you in a privatized prison where they'll get slave labor for a corporation at 39 cents an hour in this country.
Well, Jason, I think that the police officers, they finally saw that, hey, it's not about this group, it's about us as Americans and the Constitution. And, we got these tea parties coming up next week. And, they've already demonized the 9/11 truth movement and, and everything. And I think it'd be a mistake for us. I mean, this is a great opportunity for us to go out and hand out CDs and flyers and everything. But I think it'd be a mistake for us to go out there with our bells and whistles on and our 9/11 truth T-shirts. I think we should try to dress nice, just look like average Americans, going out there just trying to talk to people, just trying to look like anybody would want to go up and talk to.
I agree, man.
Let's not set us off in a group. Let's show everybody that, hey, this is about America and the Constitution.
I'm with you, man. My best asset is my disguise. I look like just every other schlub. Look at what I'm wearing. I got a hooded sweatshirt and a bad haircut, my friend. And that's how I'm going to roll out in, where is it, San Antonio on the 15th. Hopefully you'll be joining me. We'll come back. We're going to take calls. In the top of the hour, we got Max Kaiser. I can't wait for that interview either. It's a big show tonight. It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Burns, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.